Baltimore, Maryland.
And we just got Baltimore in there as well. Welcome to the call, ladies and gentlemen. As you can hear, we have people coming in from coast to coast, border to border, all over North America, South America, and even from Europe. Welcome to the July 10th Go Diamond Focus Call. This is Paul Lovato, currently calling out of Denver, Colorado, and it's just my privilege to be your host today. I'm excited about what is going on in this incredible company. I have to call it the Winning Movement. We're Z International. Here we are in period 64, cycle 2, and we are rocking and rolling with the X Factor promotion. It's going to be a little bit about what I talk about this morning in regards to not just having an X Factor promotion, but what if you could attract the people into your business with the X Factor? You know, that factor that just attracts people to them. You know, we have to call it influence and leadership. And we're going to talk a little bit about the law of attraction and the influence and how to sponsor up, how to bring key people into your business, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to get a notepad and sharpen those pencils and refresh those ink pens, because we're going to rock and roll, move quickly. So what I wanted to go ahead and do, ladies and gentlemen, is just remind everybody, be very familiar with the X Factor promotion. The details of that, they are they basically are moving forward from week to week. That's what I'm getting at. They're not static. And in tune with what the promotion is doing this week, if you update of whether somebody's eligible for 4 times or 3 times or 2 times their first order bonus, based on this incredible generosity of our visionary founder, Ken Brailsford, and his executive staff at Epigen Corporation. So be familiar with that. There's a sizzle call that you definitely want to be a part of and listen to that. You also want to have the flyer. And the most important thing is, if you've got questions, make a phone call to your plugged-in line. Okay, so with that in mind, the X Factor promo is absolutely exploding international, as it's the initial promotion of the summer. And with this promotion, it's designed to get nothing less than catapult this company into a $250 million status. And so I ask this quite often: how much of $1 billion do you want? Well, you can get your piece of the pie in 2013 of that $250 million. The X Factor promotion is part of that. So we're going to talk a little about how to attract people, get them to work quickly, to take advantage of that 4 times first order bonus. Because quite frankly, if they don't get to work initially, it's going to be bye-bye to 4 times the bonus. Okay, so we definitely want to put people in the position where they are able to take advantage of that. When I do it, it's up to them, and we're seeing lots of people do that. But as a coach, and everyone on this call today, on the Go Diamond Focus call, you are a leader. Okay, as it says many times, leader of one, a leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't. And you're the leader, and so don't let it be on you that somebody in your group does not understand how to use the X Factor promotion. So let's go ahead and rock and roll. And I want to go ahead and start out with just a very brief synopsis about the law of attraction. We've heard a lot about this over the years. Certainly best-selling book, one of the best-selling books of all time, actually, The Secret, which, of course, as we all know, is no secret, but that was his catchphrase, is that there is a secret to success. And the reality is that it is not a secret. It's out there for anybody that wants it, because there are laws just like the laws of gravity, and if you understand and respect those laws, they will do you well, and just the opposite if you don't. And so we have the very same thing in business, we have the very same thing in human psychology, and we have the very same thing, laws, in this incredible industry of network marketing. Now, I love to call network marketing nothing more than a personal development program with a compensation plan. So the question that I have for you guys, that I ask you today, before we get started on the laws of attraction, and then we move right into sponsoring up, and that is, what are you reading today? What is your personal development program, ladies and gentlemen? Where are you placing your energy? Because one of the key things about the law of attraction is that we are bundles of energy. And I love, a gentleman that knows a little bit about that, Mr. Albert Einstein. And, he's very simple. He says, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. And I love what he says in the end of this quote. This is not philosophy, this is physics. And what he's referring to is that these are truths. And the truth is we are bundles of energy. And that's what makes the law of attraction work. And that's what allows us to attract not only top people into our business, ladies and gentlemen, but the right people into our business. Because you know what? You can get some top people, and they may not be right for you and your business. And the law of attraction is all about you attracting those key people into your business. I do want to go ahead and mention that there are different teams all around the company. Definitely get back with it. Your plug-in upline in regards to what current personal development program for the book of the month. Are you on book of the month? Well, the book of the month for the Diamond Discover Ranger team is that It's an incredible book, and it's entitled Dream Fulfillers and Dream Killers. And if we have time, I'm going to go into just a couple of those wonderful topics from the book from our team personal development program. I encourage you to give your plug-in upline a call and find out what their reading says. They say success leaves clues. Okay? So with that in mind, let's go ahead and move forward with the law of attraction. It really is so simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about, the fact of the matter is that whatever you think about most, expand. See, the reality is that if you're thinking about sponsoring down because you're afraid of a phone call to your key players, guess what? You're attracting that response from them because it's the emanation that you're actually releasing, the energy Albert Einstein is talking about. Why is it that a Girl Scout can walk up into a white fence and just beware a dog, and then she can walk up there, go knock on the door, sell her Girl Scout cookies, and be on her merry way, not a single problem with the dog. And why is it the postman sees that big old fight and goes, oh my gosh, there's a big dog. He looks around, he tries to take a look at where that dog is, tries to figure out whether he's going to go in there, tries to figure out if it's safe, walks in, and all of a sudden, you know what, it all breaks out, So the fact of the matter is we attract things based on our energy. So what I want you to understand is that your thoughts are absolutely energy. And here's the reality of the success, and that is whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts. It will do the work. And the wonderful thing is I like to share very, very often with the people I have a privilege to coach, and that is choose carefully. See, the reality is it only takes just as much energy, I think it takes less, in my opinion, to have a positive thought than to have a negative thought. So one of the beautiful things about thoughts is have an emotional attachment to your good thoughts. We talk about that a lot in our why. I'm going to spend a lot of time with that, but I encourage you that when your thoughts are occurring, is there an emotional response within you? If not, keep thinking, because that emotional response is going to make a big difference. Remember, the more you focus on something, the more it expands. And one of the beautiful things I love about the law of attraction is that when you have gratitude, you are actually building bridges. You're focusing on gratitude. You're looking for that silver lining. You're focusing on how to be grateful. And see, that's such a different perspective for individuals that are lacking gratitude. See, when you have gratitude, you're building bridges across chasms, and you're getting to the success points you want in your life, step by step, peak by peak. But the reality is when you don't have gratitude in your life, you're not building bridges, ladies and gentlemen. You're actually building chasms. And you're building them deeper and deeper with negative thoughts. So I encourage you to have an attitude, as it's been said, my dear pastor from Texas taught me this years ago, an attitude of gratitude. And that, matter of fact, going to ask you to do a simple exercise. Go through the rest of today, July 10th, 2013, without making one single complaint and one single criticism. I would venture to say most of us are going to have to start over tomorrow to be rejected 24 hours. Why is that? Because we've developed habits of how we think. We've developed habits of the fact that, you know what, I'm used to blame. I love what Jim Rohn says. Learn to take advice, never take orders. When you take advice, you make decisions. When you take orders, you blame. Very key distinction made to the law, the laws of prosperity and the whole process of the law of attraction. Here's the key part to the law of attraction, and that is the instant free play. How do you see yourself with the top prospects in the world today, ladies and gentlemen? How do you see yourself with that CEO of a company? How do you see yourself with that investment banker? Do you see yourself embraced and spreading their message, as it's been said many, many times, especially with quality people, ladies and gentlemen? Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. That is a huge distinction, ladies and gentlemen, in that energy that you're giving prospects. So have an instant free play in your mind that you are connecting because you're hearing them with your listening. Not your ears, you're listening what's in your heart. Okay? And so the key aspect of the law of attraction is, you know what? Go on the 90-day mental diet. Get away from the news. See, one of the things that I've learned over the years is that anything that's really important in the world, somebody will tell you. And you don't have to be plugged in CNN 24/7 or that TV. With all that negative energy, you don't wonder why the news media doesn't have positive? It's very simple. People don't respond to that because of the fact they're conditioned to look at the news and their response is, man, I'm so much happier because that didn't happen to me. But that negativity does take its toll on you. So go on a 90-day diet. Matter of fact, why not be on a 90-day blitzkrieg convention? That's quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, what X Factor promotion is designed to do, is to catapult us through a 90-day process. I like to call it the 90-day blitz. And guess what? Got a few keys on there, and the 90-day blitz is absolutely crucial to my career, and I'm guessing if you're at high successful in any company that ever, and certainly within Beach International today, you've got a 90-day blitz, because there's a certain amount of focus that occurs in that blitz, okay? So, one of the key things I'll leave you with this on law of attraction, and then we're going to move into how to go ahead and sponsor it, and that is, number one, understand this, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a great book in our book of the month, and it's called The Energy Bus by John Gordon, and it is essentially a book about your responsibility to put the right people on your bus and take the wrong people off your bus, because you will attract a culture, if you will, based on that energy, as Albert Einstein so ably put. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Obviously, we all know from being in network marketing for just even a small amount of time up to people on the line for 10 or 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that the whole process of recruiting individuals, the whole process of sponsoring anybody, certainly sponsoring us, ends with a quality list. Now, I don't spend a lot of time on that because I spent several calls on that in the past, but here's what I encourage you to do. Think of your list as a basic pocketbook. And matter of fact, I love when I first came into the industry, it was all about my deposit book because I would write names on that list. Now, here's a little cat hit that I like to say no extra charge. You need to write the salespeople on your list, because if you don't contact them, somebody else will. And it's not fun walking into a meeting as I did in Santa Rosa, and guess what? You walk in, this was about 10 years ago, you walk in and you see your neighbor about 4 seats over to the right, and guess what? That person was on the list. And she was She had lots of contacts in the insurance industry, and I was going to get to it. Guess what? Somebody else did. And so I encourage you, get that list done, and the most important thing you can do with that list, ladies and gentlemen, is get that to a plugged-in coach. I mean, imagine this. What if you were to go and purchase a $5,000, $10,000 guitar, maybe a $100,000 car, whatever the case is, it's a tool to create an outcome, just like your list. And guess what? If you don't use that tool correctly, the tool didn't do its job. That's the key thing about the list. Let your coach help you decipher what is the best processes with your top people. Am I going to put a top prospect on a sizzle cup? Probably not. I'm going to have a personalized phone call with them. Possibly, if I can meet them in that same city, have even coffee with them after a very brief conversation over the telephone, basically setting the precedence, setting the groundwork that they're truly interested in a stream of income. Which brings me to one of the key things from this list, ladies and gentlemen, is that the question that we talk about all the time, the invitation, presentation, motivation. Peak and pass, right? The reality is this, is that you want to be able to invite people to attract business-minded people. And there's specific questions that I ask business people. It's just very simple. I love what Dave Baylor says. He talks about, do you leave your income options open? Okay? Another way to put that is, are you open to taking a look at an additional stream of income? See, when people hear the word income, they automatically think they have to be involved in some sort of process here. And we're going to show them our business model. However, if we're always talking to them just about this incredible botanical, as incredible as it is, their focus, their energy, if you will, is going to be questions based on the product. So certainly it's very key to invite people with an invitation, presentation, validation, with both processes of inviting with the business, and that's what we're focusing on now, especially with the X Factor promotion, and then also with the product. And so I want to focus on inviting with the business. It all begins with your question. Are you open to some additional streams of income? I didn't say, are you open to making money? Okay? There's a reason I didn't say that, because successful people are used to additional streams of income. They have their business, they have their job, they have investment income, they have real estate. All those are streams of income. You're talking their language. If I'm trying to attract somebody that's maybe a blue-collar worker, nothing wrong with that. But right now, this training is attracting top people, because here's the truth of the matter in regards to network marketing. It only takes about 3 or 4 key people to make you very, very wealthy in this industry, because those few people will have the ability to bring the masses. See, but the wonderful thing to keep in mind is that you will not attract the key people unless you're prepared for them. And I think that preparation begins with that personal development. That's what I've been to, the personal development program. Ladies and gentlemen, do not slide yourself on personal development. If you are, then I believe it's very rare. I won't say it doesn't happen. It's very rare that people are successful without plugged-in personal development. And even if they get there, I've seen them, they're here today, gone tomorrow, already seen it in this company. Certainly see it in other companies that are doing it. So let's move up. Let's move on with sponsoring up. One of the key things about sponsoring up, ladies and gentlemen, is you begin with the end, and you begin with the people that you currently know. See, when you sponsor up, rate yourself, if you will, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's just make an assumption that the majority of us are going to be at 7. Okay? Just take that as an assumption. And so when you're sponsoring up, you're sponsoring equal to you 7 at minimum. That's your baseline, if you know. But you sponsor 8, and that's a wonderful thing. But you may not have that actual energy, that belief to sponsor 9 yet. That's okay. When you sponsor that 8, and here's the key thing, you duplicate that process. They learn from you. Remember, by the time you sponsor somebody, they're 90% trained on how they're going to do the business. So that 8 is going to sponsor a 9. and so on. And that 9 is the sponsor of 10. It's called creating a culture of sponsor. That is absolutely key because it utilizes the system, ladies and gentlemen, of sponsoring up. Now, the way that we do that, ladies and gentlemen, is we begin with what has been called for years the low-lying fruit. Who are the people that we know the best? That's where we typically start on our list of resources. And there's nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact is that that's where you begin your skill set. Now, what you don't want to do is that you're basically sponsoring people up. When I say that, you're sponsoring people that you look up to. You're sponsoring people that have influence, that magical X factor. You're allowing that influence to work for you in our system of leverage. But see, the reality is, most of us don't do that. We don't sponsor equal or up as we take the path of least resistance kind of human nature. That's why that person is so key, is that people land up sponsoring down, or another way to put that is sponsoring the people that look up to you, or as I like to put it, people that you have influence over. See, now the problem with that, if you're a 7 and you're sponsoring a 6, and they don't have a mindset change. Now this one, anybody can change anywhere in the process, but it takes work. So we're talking about you being most productive. Sponsor that 7, and you sponsor that 6 and the 7, and guess what? They are absolutely going to be able to sponsor their 5s without a problem. They have no problem sponsoring 5s. And as we understand the whole culture of those 5s are going to sponsor 4s. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying those people are not important. I'm saying that you have to understand that there's a mindset change, a paradigm shift, when you want to sponsor people into your business. And I tell you what, when you sponsor people, sponsoring up with that culture of 7 sponsoring 8, and 8 sponsoring 9, 9 sponsoring 10, guess what? You'd be so pleased to see how easy it is to move to goals. Now, here's the question I have for everybody on the phone today. We know what to do. Why don't we do it? Very important question. I believe we don't do it because we have a very, very central thing, and that is we have fear. And see, I think one of the key things about the law of attraction is that you have to feed your faith, otherwise known as plugging into your system, being on personal development, working with a coach that's plugged in. One of the key things I encourage you to always ask your plugged-in coach is, who are you working with? And if they're not going to give you a great answer, I say keep looking up. Okay? Why is it? Because you're entitled to be plugged into the best of the people that are in the system. Okay? They're plugged into the system. So, the key thing I want you to recognize is that you want to understand that you need to be plugged into individuals that are going to get this thing done because they know how to guide you every step of the way. Now, one of the key things about this whole process of sponsoring up is that you're going to get lots of no's. Okay, as a matter of fact, I encourage you to consider this. What if you could look at a no as a pathway to a yes, and what if you got paid for your no's? What if it took you 5 no's to get a yes? What if it took you 10 no's to get a yes? But with that yes, especially with the X Factor promotion, and when you consider the culture of duplication of volume and doubling of your bonuses, what if you were able to go ahead and make, let's just say, $500, okay, but you went through 10 no's. That means you got paid $50 for every no when you got to your yes. It's all a matter of perspective and the energy that you give something. As a matter of fact, when I was taught that, I said this after I got my no. Man, that's the easiest $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever it is, okay? That was the easiest amount of money ever made. Because if you keep the law of large numbers in your favor, that's the result's going to be. Is that allow yourself to put a lot of people in process, using the systems of success that we have here. We talk about it very, very frequently on the Saturday morning Fast Start training call. That's going to be an incredible call this weekend. And there's going to be a focus on this process of invitation, doing for attracting business people? Okay? Do you know your bullet when people want to know more about the company? Do you know how to, I love how Fred Holmes puts it. You will do more volume in the next 12 months at DJ International than we've got the previous 6 years combined. We're becoming a billion-dollar company. How much of that would you like? Are you open to take ownership of additional streams? Keep it simple, keep it sweet, and say it often, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the key things that I think is really key also about sponsoring up is allowing that yourself to go ahead and how do I say it? Let human psychology work for you. When you're sponsoring up, initially those 8, 9, and 10, they're, again, I don't mean this pejoratively, they're looking down and saying, oh, if Paul can do it, goodness, I can do it. See, the most beautiful things about network marketing is that you don't want to be perfect in your presentation. You don't want to be perfect recognized in the way that you approach people. As it's been said, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So have an invitation that shows people that you care by being attracted to their energy, being able to seek to understand them before seeking for them to understand you. Okay? That's a very, very important key concept, principle in the law of attraction, especially with attracting top people, because top people are people being able to hear what their message is. And if you're pounding network marketing jargon at them, they're going to run. Okay? Remember, it takes 3 to 4 people, but if you're not prepared, those 3 to 4 people won't into your network, they will come into somebody else's network. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure. I just encourage you to go find out what it is that you need to do. Go ahead and sponsor up with the law of attraction, working harder on yourself than you work on your job or your business. So with that in mind, I'm going to open it up just a moment. If we've got anybody on the moderator line with any events they want to promote, or certainly any comments or any points they want to make at this point. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to also share on Wednesday, the 10th, we have the Straight Talk call with Russ Bianchi, one of our most, if not the most populated calls in the entire company, because this product is very unique. It's a really great concept. We have a product that works. Hear about it tonight. Get your process on that. And guess what? We'll let them see the business model. We'll let them hear about the X-Fact promotion as we move into the fall, where it's a major harvest in the entire industry of network marketing. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to unmute the line.